It's Monday, February 4th. These are the activities for digital media. In the stream, you're going to see that I've posted several things. The first is the agenda for the day. The second is a PowerPoint that talks about tables just a little bit. It provides the objectives for the unit, as well as gives instructions for a few of the assignments for the unit. And then finally, tables. These are the guidelines. So what you're going to see today are two separate instructional videos. The first video is going to talk about or provide an overview about what things were done in class today. And I'll go into some detail with regards to one of the assignments. And then the second video will specifically talk about the tables assignment for the day. So as I open up the agenda, you're going to see that we're continuing the Unbound reports. We're actually completing those today. So UBR 3 is going to be completed in class. There is a quiz in class today over Unbound reports, and that quiz took place for 8th grade and both 6th grade classes. 7th grade was unable to do the quiz today because of some internet issues, so we're going to take that quiz tomorrow. And then you're going to see a little bit later in class, we did start tables. We reviewed the objectives, the guidelines, and I did guided practice. So let's go ahead and let's take a look at UBR 3. Now with Friday's video, I went ahead and I covered page 1. So I'm going to scroll down and we're going to take a look at page 2. So page 2 I did cover in that video as well, partially. So up until the part where you're seeing references. Okay, so references definitely aren't something new that we haven't keyed before in this class. So what you want to notice is at the end of the body, okay, of the report, you want to provide a quadruple space right here. And then, so a quadruple space here, all caps and centered for your title that says references, and a quadruple space underneath. Now, please notice the individual references, they are single spaced. Okay, so once your cursor is placed on this line, please change your spacing to single. Between your references, this is a double space. The link should automatically appear. You want to be very careful when you're typing. Make sure that you don't make any errors. Please notice right here, that's an underscore, and here's another underscore. And then in the second one, we've got a couple of underscores as well, here and here. So when you're typing these at first, something that I want you to concentrate on is not so much this spacing. This is called a hanging indent, by the way. So I want you to go ahead and type it and just let your text wrap around. So what that means is both lines are going to be left aligned. Okay, double space, and then go ahead and key your second reference. Now I'm going to show you on this Untitled doc how to get the hanging indent. Okay. And you'll see that I just have 2 lines here, not really of text, just random letters. We're going to focus right here. This is our margin. And if you can take a look at that, you're going to have to look very closely. You'll see that margin has 2 parts. So there's a top part that's kind of like a bar, and there's a bottom part that is a triangle or a caret. And then over on the right hand side, you're going to see that right margin right there. Okay. So what I'm going to do to get that hanging indent, I'm going to pull this apart. Now there are different ways that you can do this. This is just one. This really is the way that I prefer personally. Now when you separate, okay, it's easier to pull apart that top part. I'll go ahead and put that back, and we'll try to move the bottom part. Okay, and you see that bottom part is very difficult to move. So I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to grab that top part. I'm going to move that over just a little, not much. That allows me to separate that bottom part. Now the bottom part, this caret, that's really what's going to do your hanging indent. So you can see when I move the top part, that's indenting my first line. Now watch this bottom part. When I move this, okay, you see that's moving over. And I do want you to move it over to the halfway point. Okay, right there's your 1. You'll notice when I move that over, though, it started to kick over the bar. Okay, so I do have my second line exactly where I want it, but my first one's messed up. I'm going to drag that bar back over. I'm going to put it right at 0. That's my hanging indent. I'm going to do that one more time. So right here, I'm going to drag my bar over first. There we go. I'm going to drag the caret or the bottom triangle over to exactly where I want it. There we go. And then the bar is going to go back. Let me try that one more time. And you want to make sure you move it to 0. And there's my second hanging indent. Finally, if we go back and take a look at that report, you're going to see there's a page number on page 2, but not page 1. There are many different ways to do this. The preferred way is, for most people, if you go to Insert, and if you go down to Header and Page Number, you want to check out Page Number. We're going to go ahead and choose the first one. And I can have a different first page. Okay, so if this were my first page, there's no page number on it. When I go to my second, a 2 will appear. If you have questions about this part of the assignment, please see me. I won't be available tomorrow morning at 8:25, but make sure that you talk to me and we'll go over anything that you need. Make sure that you watch the next video on tables.